morning. Happy Valentine's. Whether you're at home or whether you're here with us, please know you are welcome here. You are welcome here, just the way you are. You are wanted here, so open up your heart and lay all your fears, all the doubts aside. Let go of all that hurt you all. Welcome here, just the way you are. All wanted, so open up your heart and receive the love of all who gather round. For you are worthy of this gift of love right now. And you are welcome here, just the way you are. You are wanted here, so open up your heart. Well, who has known that who you are is enough? And who has known that you could be so you are wanted here, so open up your heart. You are welcome here, where you are. You are wanted here, so open up your heart. You are welcome here, the way you are. You are wanted here, so open up your heart. Let's open up your heart. Let's open our heart. Good morning. The love is in the air. All right. I don't know about you, but I'm getting ready to open up and receive. Open up and receive. I open up and receive. Open up and receive all the love that life can give. I open up and receive. I open up and receive. I open up and receive all the love that life can give. Up and receive, yes, I open up and receive. Open up and receive all that I can give. Open up and receive. I open up and receive. Open up and receive all the peace that I can give. Open up and receive. I open up and receive. Open up and receive all the love that life can give. All the love that life can give. all the love that life can give. All right. Does everyone know there's enough love? There's enough love. It's not going anywhere. It's not getting any less or any more. It's already all here. And you can't hear me? Okay. Check, check. 1, 2. Aha! That makes a difference.
There it is.
Ooh la la.
A bigger Vivian.
Woo! Cool. I like being heard. Excellent. There is enough love here inside this room to heal my heart of all that it's been through. There is enough love here right where we are. I'll let that love come flowing through my heart. There is enough love here inside this room to heal your heart of all that it's been through. There is enough love here right where we are. So let that love come flowing through our hearts. There is enough love here inside this room to heal our world of all that it's been through. There is enough love here right where we are. Let's let that love come flowing through our hearts. There is enough love here inside this room to heal our world of all that it's been through. There is enough love here right where we are. Let's let that love come flowing through our hearts. Let's let that love come flowing through our hearts. Let's let that love come flowing through our hearts. Woo!
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Unity of Calgary on this very cold Valentine's Day in 2021. My name is Susan Cullen, and I'm part of the spiritual leadership team here at Unity of Calgary. And if you're joining us online from the, I assume, warmth and comfort of your own home, and to all the brave souls who have arrived here this morning, a very big welcome to you all. We are delighted that you are sharing this time and this space with us. If you are new to Unity of Calgary, a very warm welcome to you wherever you are. And know that wherever you are on your spiritual path, you are always welcome here at Unity of Calgary. So let's begin by going within with an affirmative prayer. I invite you to gently close your eyes, to take a deep breath in, and to let it go. And as you do, to take your awareness to your own heart. And I invite you to affirm for yourself, no matter how cold it is on the outside, I turn within and I feel that burning love in the center of my heart. And I am so grateful that I am able to share this love everywhere I go. and especially with my spiritual community. When I'm feeling lost and confused, I simply turn within to this place of love, to this place of knowing, to this place of wisdom. And I remember that the universe, spirit, and love supports me. Feeling grounded and confident as I bring this gift into the world. And so it is. Bringing ourselves back present to the room, I invite you to affirm with me our statement of being, which is why we know it is so important to gather together in person and online as a spiritual community, as a force of love in the world. We are here as love to celebrate the one power, the one presence in our lives, in this community, and in the universe. And our daily word this morning is being read by the beautiful Sophie Mann. The Daily Word is a publication that's been put out by Unity Worldwide for almost 100 years. And if you want to tap into that every single day, you can go to our website and you can get it online. Thank you, Sophie.
Good morning. I just myself. Is that better? No, I need a man. Sometimes we do need. For this. Sometimes we do, ladies. Is that better? Okay. Good morning. So today's words for the daily word, there's two words. Heart expression. You are dear to me. I hold you in my heart. Sharing love is a wonderful way of discovering and responding to the divinity alive in every heart, binding us as a human family. My loving nature helps me to see the best in every person whose life touches mine. Today, I remember one of the legends of Saint Valentine, in which he fashioned pieces of parchment into hearts, which he gave to others as tokens of his compassion and God's love. Today, the tradition continues when I say, you are dear to me, I hold you in my heart, with a card, a gift, a call, or a simple act of kindness. I share love with no expectation of reciprocity. I knew I'd never get that right. Reciprocation. And my heart welcomes every expression of love from others, as love's energy grows through giving and through receiving. And then from John, chapter 13:34, I give you a new commandment, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you should also love one another. And because a good member of our community came up to me earlier today, and this particular community, some of you will know, because he always used to give a red rose to his wife every Friday until the day she passed away. And he came up and he gave me this little quote, which he kind of adapted for the time, because he said, well, that was about 500 years ago. So he changed it on the spot. And he said, God's angels couldn't be everywhere, and so he created roses.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Sophie. And I think we all know who you're talking about. All right, Unity of Calgary is part of a worldwide movement, and we are one of the almost 900 centers around the world that are bringing the same message of love and spiritual awakening. We have adopted the worldwide vision, and I invite you to affirm it with me this morning. We envision a world. Oh, are we there yet? Okay, you at home had it on your screen. We're having technical challenges here this morning, but we're doing very well. I'm very impressed. All right, let's try that again. We envision a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And how we make that vision possible and how we manifest that into the world is captured by our mission statement. I invite you to affirm it with me. We are a welcoming, vibrant, spiritual community that inspires hearts and transforms lives by expressing our divine essence. And so it is. So we do that in a number of different ways. So let me tell you a little bit about some things that we have coming up. And I have to tell you that the spiritual leadership team has been having some meetings, and we've got lots of exciting ideas and things that we're going to be bringing forward in the next number of weeks. And so what we have today, next week, we have our very own Janice Butler, who is going to be speaking about, I stand in my strength when I honor who I am. Doesn't that sound like a juicy one? Absolutely. Next week, wow, is next week the 21st of February already? Wow, that's amazing. I feel like, what is that, Rip Van Winkle who fell asleep forever and then suddenly woke up 100 years later? Kind of feels like that some days. Next week as well, February 21st at 12:15, Neil Thrussell has offered to do headshots for the community for a donation. So, of course, one of his many talents is as a professional photographer. So if there's something that you're wanting to put on social media or in your business, he is offering to do that. Where is Miss Ariana? She's not here. There is a sign-up sheet at the desk. Okay, there's 4 spots left. Oh, wow. Okay, well, people jumped on that. So there are a few spots. Oh, people are running out the door. Okay, it's all right. It's all right. Well, I'm sure everybody who wants a headshot will be able to get one. And of course, obviously, that's something you have to be here in person for, because that would be the only way it would work. Oh, 6 spaces left. Okay. All right. All right. Well, thank you very much for setting up that sign-up sheet. February 23rd at 6 o'clock Calgary time is the next Unity Canada class. And this class will be on understanding the big picture of Unity worldwide. So I don't know if she's going to go into a little bit of the history and the structure and how it is that we are all around the world. And I'm sure they'll talk about a particularly interesting story of how we are in Africa. So I'll invite you to go on that. There's details of how to sign up for that in our newsletter, and it is by donation. It's an hour and a half starting at 6 p.m. February 24th, which I believe is the Wednesday evening, is our next Zoom coffee chat hosted by Alara Payton at 7:30. Links are in the newsletter. It's a wonderful way to catch up with everybody, whether you're here in person or you're at home on Zoom, for our community to gather once again and to be in, I guess, in one virtual place at one time, no matter where we are in our lives. And also, I love this next slide. Thank you to the ever creative Chad for this beautiful representation. Of course, we don't hide from our annual general meeting, which is scheduled for April the 18th. All of those who are voting members will be coming together to co-create our community together. And if you're not a voting member and would like to be, I invite you to contact Claude Pellerin, or in fact, anyone on the board, and we will be able to get you a new member orientation in time for you to be able to vote at the AGM. All right, and there's many ways to find us. We are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we have a YouTube channel, our website, and of course, the best way to get the most up-to-date information is our weekly newsletter, which comes with oodles of information as well as inspiration. So you can go to the website and you can sign up for it there. All right, and a big thank you to our Assistant Music Director, Vivian Martin, who is here as our music director today as Anthony is taking a day off with his family. So please help me give a warm welcome to
Thank you.
Vivian Martin and the Unity Band.
I think the biggest difference between Anthony and I is I have more hair. Many differences. Yeah. Want to dance? You can. You have to sit in your chair. It's cold outside. Get warm. When I wake up in the sunshine, looking in the mirror, who do I see? My God, the reflection of me. When I'm walking down the pathway, what do I see? This wonderful world is an image of me, and I sing, ooh, la, la, I am joyful, ooh, la, la, I am love, ooh, la, la, I am peaceful, I am unnatural, yes, ooh, la, la, I am joyful, ooh, la, la, I am love, ooh, la, la, I am peaceful, I am unnatural, yes. Now I stand in all the wonder of raw authenticity, open heart, open mind, I get to be. There's a whisper I remember, and it's calling me as I rise strong and free. I get to believe that la, la, I am joyful, la, la, I am love, la, la, I am peaceful, I am unnatural, la, la, I am joyful, la, la, I am love, la, la, I am peaceful, I am unnatural, yeah. La, la, I am joyful. La, la, I am love. La, la, I am peaceful. I am unnatural. Yeah. Oh, la, la, I am joyful. La, la, I am love. La, la, I am peaceful. I am unnatural. Yeah. I am unnatural. I am unnatural. I am unnatural. I am unnatural. Thank you. Excellent.
All right, thank you. And that is a Vivian Martin original. Yes, when did you write that? Recently? Did you write that song recently?
I wrote it when I did the talk here.
Oh, last
the
fall.
talk was about Au Naturel.
Yeah.
And the song was saying, write me. So I did. And yeah.
Nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, we are so fortunate to have the amazing musical talent that we do every Sunday morning. Isn't it just inspiring? I know.
Thank you.
I can honestly tell you that I don't think I would have made it through 2020 were it not for Unity and the musical talent and this spiritual community. Truly and honestly. I see a lot of heads nodding. Yes, yes, isn't that true for all of us? Well, today we are very excited to welcome a brand new person to our community. Ray Hawkins is here with us this morning as our speaker. And this is the first time, is this the first time you've been to Unity as well as spoken? No, you've been here before, but your first time speaking at Unity. Ray is one of those people who has amazing gifts and talents that he has developed in all areas all over the place. So he is the founder of Sangha, the Festival of Music, which happens every year and hopefully will be happening. Oh, I said music. Yeah, I've got music on the brain, apparently. The Sangha Festival of Medicine. Yes, Sangha Festival of Medicine. And he's written and produced theater shows. He was on the faculty at Mount Royal University in the yoga therapy program. He's an experienced child and youth professional in assisting. No, you are, sorry. I think I need your glasses. Oh my God, what's happened? There we go. Child and youth worker and runs Conscious Care of out of school hours program for young people. So without further ado and further butchering this, I think I need some coffee. I'm going to sit down as we all enjoy the beautiful inspiration of Ray Hawkins. Please help me welcome Ray.
Okay. Hi, everybody. So lots of people told me when I turned 50, my body was going to start breaking apart. And I turned 50 and all of a sudden I need glasses. So I'm going to probably be just adjusting a little bit. Okay. Can you all hear me? Okay, thank you. And thank you for the introduction. I hope she didn't build me up too much. My name is Ray, and I would like to start by expressing my gratitude for all of you here and watching through the live feed. And inviting me in to come in to share a story. And I also feel incredibly honored. Okay. Testing. Okay, it's 11 o'clock now. I told everybody I'm on at 11. Okay, today we'll be exploring what we may be experiencing at the beginning of a relationship, the transitions we make while in a relationship, and the opportunity to transform from the experiences, a period of transformation. Relationships aren't limited to lovers. Relationships could be the relationships you have with family, friends, business partners, and very importantly, the relationships we have with ourselves. Our path this morning will be through mythologies. At times, I will invite you to close your eyes and explore what comes to the surface for you. Try not to force anything. Allow your feelings and thoughts to come to the surface naturally. Mythologies have a very special place in my heart. Dating back thousands of years, the stories of gods, goddesses, and heroes have inspired people to look deep within inside themselves and shine light on what was once dark. They are not intended to be historical accounts of the past. They are present to serve as a guide to transformation. In traditional Greek theater, the stories that were said were tragedies. They demonstrated our vulnerabilities and as a guide of what to avoid in life. They were there to serve us. In addition to that, who doesn't like a good story? And I'm sure over the last year, we've all got at least one good story or a story to tell. In the theme of Valentine's Day and love, more specifically, our connection, there's always somebody. It's usually me with the phone on. In the theme of Valentine's Day and love, more specifically, our connections to others, I chose to tell one of my favorites, the tragedy of Echo and Narcissus. Let's start with the beginning and explore how we may find ourselves entering a personal relationship. Throughout the story, we're going to weave from the story into your story, and then back to the story, and then back to you, so that hopefully I can make this as personal as possible. Okay, Echo and Narcissus. Echo is a nymph. And what's a nymph? A nymph is an embodiment of nature. That is, they represent the various aspects of nature: rivers, creeks, meadows, the forest. And in the particular case of Echo, she embodied the mountaintop, the cliff. They are playful, beautiful, love to laugh. They live longer than humans, though they're not immortal like the gods and goddesses. And they love to play with the gods and the heroes. Echo loved to talk. She could out-talk anybody and often had the last word in a conversation or a debate. One day, several of the nymphs were secretly playing with Zeus. This would make Zeus's wife Hera angry, and in her vengeance, she was more inclined to punish the nymphs as opposed to Zeus. Echo learned of the play and that Hera was on her way to spy on them. If she found that they were playing with her friends would be punished. Echo decided to help her friends. She stood in front of Hera and did what she loves to do. She talked, and she talked, and she talked, delaying Hera so the nymphs could avoid her wrath. The nymphs were saved, but Hera discovered Echo's intentions and was angry. She put a curse on Echo. I can't really do a strong goddess voice, so just imagine I'm very feminine right now. You shall forfeit the use of that tongue that deceived me, except for one purpose you're so fond of, a reply. You shall maintain your love for the last word, but have no power to speak first. Echo retreated to the woods to mourn her curse. In the woods, she saw Narcissus wandering through the woods. She loved him and followed him, and very sad that she couldn't initiate the conversation, but was ready to reply if he called out. After quietly following Narcissus for a while, she stepped on a branch that alerted Narcissus. Who's there? He called out. Here, Echo replied. Narcissus looked around and saw nobody. Come out, he commanded. Come out, Echo replied. Narcissus stepped into the meadow, as did Echo. Echo's face was full of love and joy as she walked excitedly towards Narcissus. Stop! I would rather die than have your love. I would rather die than you have me. Have me, Echo called back as she walked closer to Narcissus, lifting her arms for an embrace. I told you to stop. I will not have your arms around me. I have no love for you. You will never, ever hold me, Narcissus told Echo as he turned to walk back to the woods. The tears of joy and love turned to despair as her arms, ready for an embrace, slumped down to her sides. As she called back, hold me. I like to take a pause from this story so that we can look at your story and invite all of you to close your eyes. Take a moment to connect with your breath and cultivate that breath, the slow inhale and exhale without speeding up, without stopping. Breathing in, breathing out. Nothing else matters right now. I want you to look through the eyes of Echo as though you were Echo, watching your love walk away from you. I'm sure most of us have been in a similar experience at least once in our lives. Continue with your breath. Listen to your heart as I ask you, what do you think Echo saw in Narcissus that had her fall in love? Was it projections? That is, putting our desires and wants onto the object of our desire, even if we're doing it unconsciously. I once desired women that represented themselves or presented themselves as strong and wild. I also desired the creative women. My eyes were focused on that and often projected those wants onto the women I dated. What are your projections? Do your projections see yourself as the healer and find yourself attracted to a person you can heal, nurture, support, mother? Do you project a desirable physical body that may satisfy you forever? Projecting that perfect body, image, or archetype? What comes to the surface for you? When you feel ready to open your eyes again, or if you like, you can keep them closed. Eventually, reality sets in. We find that the one we had a relationship with is not aligning with our wants and needs, our projections. We find we're involved with a stranger. Eventually, through our projections, we're in a relationship whose foundation was based on fiction. Projections put an unfair expectation upon those we connect with and often lead to disappointment. If you feel projections come up, allow yourself time to reflect upon them. Talk about them, read about them, journal them. Let's get back to our story. Echo was heartbroken. She cried as she ran through the woods and eventually up the mountain to the cliff where she sat hoping to get another glimpse of Narcissus. She didn't take food or water and neglected any shelter. Her body began to fade away until nothing was left but her bones that were baked by the sun into rocks on the mountain cliff. There was nothing left of Echo but her voice. And to this day, if you call up to the mountain cliff, you may hear Echo call back to you. Echo demonstrated a lack of willpower to move on. Instead, she remained stuck in her projections. Willpower often reflects the measure of your fears and your desires. If we're afraid of being alone or afraid of rejection, we may see this show up in our response and struggles with letting go. Fears of being alone, not worthy, or something else influences our response and transitions. If we desire lust, a romantic union, to be their healer, or something else, that too can reflect in our response and letting go of what once was, thereby halting us from being birthed into something new. Fear of the unknown is humans' greatest fear. Fear of death, more specifically. In death, we tend to cling, hang on to, and stay in what once was, as what is beyond carries no guarantees. What lays beyond can often project itself as being very dark and mysterious and scary. I once lingered in grief longer than necessary because of my fears of being alone and that I wouldn't be successful single as I was in a lover relationship. Once again, let's close our eyes and connect to your breath. This time, I would like you to step into the willpower of Echo. And once again, right now, your Echo. What influences your response to crisis? What are the fears that affect relationships? Where do you cling to? Your truth, your needs, or in a particular phase in the relationship? What are your wants and desires that distract you from moving forward and opening up to new truths? This may include a desire for the good old days, or a desire to avoid the uncomfortable by numbing them with substances or other distractions. Once again, if something comes up for yourself, take a little note. You can look at it later. And once again, let's open our eyes. In ancient goddess mythology, it is taught that moving through our fears and desires will bring us into a state of renewal and a more expansive experience of wisdom. Avoiding or fighting them chains us to them. In other words, identifying your fears and desires, accepting their presence, and understanding them is the means to move through them and let go. As we do this, our willpower begins to reflect courage, self-esteem, and the creative ability that serves the community. From ancient Egyptian mythology, we have the symbol of Boreas. I have that tattooed on my chest, but I don't think I can show. It is Valentine's Day. This is usually depicted as a snake in a circle eating its own tail. This serves as a reminder that in nature's flows there is birth, death, and renewal. The snake can shed its own skin and become new again. This natural flow is reflected in most of our life's experiences. The big one would be we're born, we die, and something in between, the renewal. This reflects in our relationships as they flow into various transitions and transformation. Yet in the death phase, we don't have to kill all that once was. One of my special joys in life is working with young people. And let me draw upon this as an example. One of the most common comments I hear from young people is, how can you still climb monkey bars, jump off the swings, or do cartwheels? Can you do cartwheels? I won't put you on the spot, sorry. My response is the same. Once I was a child, like all of us, we transitioned into an adult. We have greater responsibility as an adult. But the mistake many make is letting go of the child that we once were. In that transition from child to adult, we shouldn't let go of that inner child. Our renewal should still maintain a childlike sense of curiosity, creativity, and play. This time experienced with greater wisdom, like jumping off the swings. As Benjamin Franklin once said, we don't stop playing because we get old because we stop playing. Relationships can be more complicated when it comes to the cycles of Boreas. Transitioning as an individual can be complicated enough. As a couple, transitions may not coincide with each other and create distance between people. Often I hear relationships crumble as one person moves through transformations while the other is stuck in what used to work. The same story unfolds. Distance grows between the two until they can no longer relate to each other. In the case of Echo, she found herself stuck in the death phase. Stuck in the death phase, we are left to endless grieving, suffer resentment, anger, blaming. Stuck in death prevents us from renewal and something better. This stuckness is called attachments, a reluctance to let go of an experience or an expectation. Can you recognize some of your previous or present attachments? Can you recall the difficulties in letting them go? Stuck in attachments was the tragedy of Echo. Back to the story. Many nymphs loved Narcissus, and they were all turned down, often rudely, with insensitivity. One particular nymph, who was also heartbroken, went home, fell to her knees, and prayed. She prayed that one day Narcissus would fall in love, but never have that love returned. The goddess of revenge, Nemesis, heard her prayer. While Nemesis usually doesn't answer prayers for revenge, she did have a soft spot in her heart for women that have been mistreated by men. She decided to answer this prayer. The next day, she lured Nemesis into a meadow where a pond lay in the middle. Narcissus walked up to the pond and looked inside. He saw a beautiful person, yet he didn't know it was him. He fell in love with the reflection. You are the most beautiful person I've ever seen. Be my love, Narcissus said to the reflection as he bent over to embrace the image. As he leaned over, opened his arms, and his fingertips touched the water, it created ripples, and his image disappeared. No! Please come back to me, Narcissus cried as he fell into the grass and wept. Eventually, the ripples dissipated, and his image returned. You have come back to me. I won't embrace you if you don't like, if that chases you away, but please accept my kiss. Narcissus leaned over to the pond, preparing to kiss the image, but his tears hit the water, once again creating ripples, and once again the reflection disappeared. Oh, my love, if you will not accept my embrace nor my kisses, then please allow me here to gaze upon your beauty. And there Narcissus sat, like Echo, neglecting self-care, not taking food, not taking water. And like Echo, he too began to wither away. His beauty conceded to the elements, and when there was nothing left, Narcissus fell over and died. The nymphs were sad to see him dead in the meadow. They gathered to create a fire pyre to cremate his body and honor him. When they were finished, they returned to retrieve the body. But it was gone. In his body's place was the narcissus flower, or as we call it today, the daffodil. The daffodil symbolizes rebirth and new beginnings, as it's one of the first flowers to blossom in the spring. So perhaps not all was lost with Narcissus. Narcissus lacked any sign of sensitivity and compassion for others. Because of this, it was said that he has no heart. But I don't believe that. What he had was a very strong boundary, so strong that Narcissus wouldn't see through it. A boundary is an agreement we can put in place when it comes to relationships, lovers, friends, family, business, and self. Boundaries can be set up to create a safe place where we can participate in our experiences from a place where we feel that we're at our best. It is also possible that many of the boundaries we put into place come from an unconscious level. We're not aware of them, yet we still invoke them. In ancient mythology, water symbolizes the unconsciousness. Perhaps within the pond, Narcissus saw what he wanted to see, a projection of a beautiful person. Often in the unconsciousness resides our deep desires. We often desire what we don't have. This may very well imply that Narcissus didn't see himself as beautiful. He may have just put that facade on so that nobody could see him the way he saw himself. Perhaps Narcissus held himself in such low regard and put on the armor, the boundaries that prevented people from seeing what was in his heart. Personally, This helps me find compassion for narcissistic behavior. But this is open to interpretation, and that's the beauty of mythology. It awakens what is relevant to you. Let's look at boundaries, or agreements as I prefer to call them. Okay, once again, let's close those eyes. Gives me a little bit more courage when no one's looking at me. What do you have or need in place to feel safe, valued, empowered, and trusting when opening your heart to a relationship? What do you consider sacred in your life in terms of personal boundaries, agreements? Do they stand as relevant in the various relationships we can have throughout our lives as lovers, in friendship, business, and family? Continue to feel free to close your eyes so you can open them. I became aware of boundaries several years ago. When I put them into place in my relationship, I was left to wonder, how did I ever make it this far in life without having boundaries? The answer? A lot of unnecessary sufferings. Sufferings and mythology help me to create 4 vital boundaries agreements in my life when I'm with somebody. The first one is honesty. I want to be included in how people close to my heart perceive and experience life and our relationship. Transparency. Often our perceptions of our experiences do not align with what is actually truth. This can be a sensitive place to share. However, for those close to my heart, I need to have that depth. I need to be invited into those places. The third one is accountability. Because of our misconceptions, we can often hurt those close to us. While I'm not looking for perfection, it is good enough for me to know that people close to my heart are working on their problems. And finally, self-care. Life can be tumultuous, as we've all experienced over the last year. I passionately believe that the practice of self-care assists us in navigating the ups and downs by nurturing strength, vitality, and clarity, so that we may be in a better position of transforming ourselves through our experiences. What I also consider crucial in maintaining these agreements with people close to my heart is that I practice agreements with myself and hold myself accountable to them. In the beginning of new relationships, we can learn from our tendencies to project what we want onto those we desire. Instead, we can take our time and learn about the people we wish to have close to our heart. We just have to have patience. Everything ebbs and flows through transitions. Relationships shift, change often. We can explore the floor or obstacles in the consistent flow of birth, death, and renewal by identifying where and why we are stuck. And then we may begin the process of letting go and rejoining that flow of life. In the period of transitions, we can reevaluate what didn't work. And that puts us in a position to refine, adjust, or add agreements to help support a healthier relationship. We can avoid unnecessary sufferings. Mythologies are powerful symbols. They can awaken ourselves to a broader sense of purpose, a deeper sense of self, and destiny. Mythologies shine a light on transcendence. What was once dark now resides in light. May you all find light this Valentine's Day, and thank you very much.
This next song, I was on Facebook, and our very good friend Baptista Paul had posted this song on Saturday. And I already had a song picked, and I was like, oh, that one's calling to me. So thank you, Baptiste, for posting this. It's a very beautiful song written by John Denver. Perhaps love is like a resting place, shelter from the storm. It exists to give you comfort. It's there to keep you warm in those times of trouble when you are most alone. The memory of love will bring you home. Perhaps love is like a window, perhaps an open door. It invites you to come closer. It wants you to show more. Even if you lose yourself and don't know what to do, the memory of love will see you. Oh, love to some is like a cloud, to some as strong as steel, for some a way of living, for some a way to feel, and some say love is holding on, and some say letting go. Some say love is everything, and some say they don't know. Perhaps love is like the ocean, full of conflict, full of pain, like a fire when it's cold outside, and thunder when it rains. And if I should live forever and all my dreams come true, my memory of love will be And some say love is holding, some say let it go, and some say love is heavy, and some say they don't know. Perhaps love is like the ocean, full of conflict, full of pain, like a fire when it's cold outside, a thunder when it rains. If I should live forever and all my dreams come true, my memory of love will be of you. Oh, my memory of love will be of you. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you so much, Vivian, for that beautiful, inspiring song. Did you say that was John Denver?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard that song before. So apparently I'm out of the loop.
He recorded it with Placido Domingo.
Really?
So that was a little bit of a different version.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. And Ray, thank you so much for that beautiful lens and perspective of looking at love and relationships. And of course, that applies to everything, including ourselves, as you said, and our relationship with the divine and with each other. And isn't that the most challenging thing on this planet? I know. I really think that's such a big reason and part of why we're all here is to work that all out and figure that all out. So thank you for that. That was really, really beautiful. And yeah, it gave me lots to think about and ponder for myself. Thank you. And now is our time of conscious giving. Together, using our time, our talent, and our treasure, we can create this beautiful space, this sanctuary of peace and sanity and music and love, where we come together to support one another, to inspire each other. And I think it's true that we all have little times where we're kind of, we're up and we're good and we're centered and it's all grand. And then something happens and not so much. And thankfully, we're all at different places at different times, because I find that when I'm in that place, I come here and I find that support and that inspiration from all of you who are here. So that is the beauty of spiritual community. Must be on my mind this morning, spiritual community. So we thank you for your love offering donation that sustains and inspires us. And we know that the work that we do is really, really important, this heartfelt work in the world. And we affirm that financial abundance is flowing our way. So if you are here with us in the room, we have 2 baskets on either side. You can fill out your love offering and put it in the basket. From home, you can send an e-transfer to donate@unityofcalgary.org. You can go the old-fashioned route and write a check and pop it in the mail. We certainly receive that. Our mailing address is on our website. And also on our website is a place to donate. So if you just want to go and do that, you can do it there as well. So I invite you to affirm with me our abundance affirmation. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And as we move into this idea of conscious giving, we can listen to the band play Give with an Open Heart.
I'm grateful for this moment. I'm grateful for my life. And trust that a higher power will always be there to provide. That's why I give. Oh, that's why I give. Oh, I'm gonna with an open heart.
All right. We are so blessed. And we also have our blessing for the children. And it's taken me this whole time to realize who's sitting there with masks on, because I'm like, is that Sage and Roman and Mia Faye? Yes? Oh my God, we haven't seen you guys in forever. This is so beautiful that you're here. So the beautiful child who is in our midst, who last time I saw her was like, she was, babe in arms just about. So yeah, what a beautiful surprise to see you here this morning. So the blessing for the children, the beautiful child who's with us today, the children of the world, the children in our lives, and our very own dear inner child. Please affirm with me. We love you, we bless you, and we appreciate you just the way you are. All right, and so now we take a quiet moment to bring to our awareness anything that we want to surrender into prayer. For we know that turning over to Spirit opens the way for abundant blessings to unfold. We, of course, have our prayer box here where you can write out your prayers and submit them. And for those of you at home, you can send an email your prayer to prayer@unityofcalgary.org. And you can also go on our website, and there's a place to do that. And of course, there's always 24/7 prayer support at Silent Unity, 1-800-669-7729. Or if it's easier to remember, it's 1-800-NOW-PRAY. And we also hold in love the other Unity communities across Canada. And this month we hold in love Unity of Moncton Study Group and Unity Ministry in Motion. And we've just had word actually that the Unity Moncton Study Group has decided to disband at this time. They didn't have enough support. And so we continue to support all those people who had that desire to bring a Unity community to their community. So we hold them in love, and we love and support them, knowing that they are continuing to cultivate the consciousness and bring the message of unity across the country. So with all of that said, and all these prayers that are submitted are, of course, held in love by the Unity prayer team for 30 days, and they're also sent down to Silent Unity for 30 days. So please join me in affirming the prayer of protection out loud together. The light that is God surrounds me. I am the light. The love that is God enfolds me. I am the love. The power that is God protects me. I am the power. The presence that is God watches over me. I am the presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. And so it is. All right, we've been sitting in this room for a while, so I invite you to stand up. We are allowed to move our bodies. I don't think we're allowed to sing yet. Are we allowed to sing yet?
No.
Not yet. No, not yet. So you can mouth the words. You at home, of course, can sing and dance and as loudly as you want. So together, let's do I Sing My Love.
I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy in the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. Oh, I live my peace. I live my I live my peace in the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace in the world. That's the way I love it. That's the way I love it. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. Oh, I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. You know I do. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. Everybody, pump it now. My joy, I dance my joy. Come on, I dance my joy into the world. Oh yes, I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. Drink it. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. One more time. That's the way I like it. Woo!
All right. How fun was that? Awesome. Beautiful. Thank you so much. So as we complete today, Ray, again, thank you so much for the beautiful message that you brought and for what we can all reflect on. And relationships. This, that's all right. That's all right. It's the love story with ourselves, right? That's what it all comes down to is honoring that love and that relationship within us. So thank you so much. And to our assistant music director, beautiful job with the Unity Band.
Thank you. I'll receive it. Thank you.
So as we complete today, we'll send a wave of love out into the world. I invite you to put your hands on your heart as you at home can sing Let There Be Peace on Earth. We in the room will just imagine you singing it. We'll sing it in our heads. That's what we'll do. All right. Have a beautiful week.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my guiding star. To breathe each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love into the world. I sing my love, I sing my love, I sing my love. 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 I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. Oh, that's the way I like it. That's the way I like it. Oh, I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love to the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love to the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love to the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love to the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy to the world. Oh, I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy to the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy to the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy to the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. Oh, I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. I